God put you to where you're at right now so that you can focus on him. Sometimes God has a way of sitting you down until it's your time. And when it's your time, girl, it says pop off, pop off. Hey you all, welcome back to my channel. I know the lighting is totally different in here. I definitely want to do this video with y'all because I have had so many of y'all ask me this question. Girl, how did you make it out of homelessness? What did you do to get out of homelessness? And y'all need to look at my little notes, my little scribble. I just scribbled down some stuff real quick, y'all, to help guide this video, because like literally when I think about it, it's like I had to do a lot to get out of homelessness. Homelessness is not fun. It's not something that we wish upon anybody. I was the person that said, oh my God, I would never go through that. Looking into other people's situations. Oh my God, how is she going through that? And it happened to me. You never expect to be homeless. Like certain circumstances might lead to other circumstances, and you might have a point in time where you hit some bad luck and you become homeless. Don't fret. I am here to help you all understand how I was able to get out of homelessness. What I did personally, this might not apply to everybody, but what I personally did to escape homelessness. So let's get started. My notes are kind of everywhere, y'all, so bear with me as I find my way. Okay, so first and foremost, to start everything, you need to know when you first receive your eviction notice. Let's start there. When you first receive your eviction notice, you need to understand and know, first of all, what your rights are. Because with my situation, I messed up, y'all. When I became homeless, I didn't do my homework. I didn't look into things. So when the landlord served the eviction notice, I took it as a you got to get out ASAP type of situation. Not doing my homework messed me up in the long run, y'all, because I basically did not know that it was a certain amount of days that I could stay before they would have to force me out of my property. I'm thinking that I have to leave immediately. So I leave my house immediately. Like I tried to, as quick as possible, as quick as I could, I was gone. Because he was harassing, knocking on the door, doing all type of stuff, y'all. And it's just like these landlords can overstep their boundaries. Some of these landlords have a way of overstepping their boundaries, you guys. They really do. So you gotta do your homework, contact legal aid, research the eviction process online. Like I wish I would have known what I know now then, because I could have avoided homelessness for my sons. I could have had them somewhere, you know, to live until I found us somewhere else to live type stuff. But I left the property as soon as possible, because in your mind during the process of eviction, you are all worked up, you're stressed out about your bills, you worried about how you're going to get the money for the rent, you worried about where you're going to stay if you don't get the money for the rent, you worried about the sheriff coming to the house, it being a moment of embarrassment because, you know, a sheriff is coming to your house, all your neighbors clearly see this, everybody around you knows, oh, she ain't paying her rent, so it's like you worked up trying to, and you then again. And also, if you have small children, you stressed out about where the small children are gonna lay their heads at, where your baby's gonna lay their heads at. So it's like during the time or during the process of eviction, it could be very stressful. Like you could be stressed out. I mean, stressed. So I understand. So if you're watching this video and you're going through eviction, don't fret. Do your homework first. Contact legal aid. Do your research online. And make sure that the landlord is following all of the lawful steps that they need to follow to get you out, because they need a writ to make you leave, a writ of eviction. I did not know that, you guys. So I'm referring to this 3-story townhouse. When I'm telling y'all this stuff, my experience is coming from the 3-story townhouse. You got to understand, like, do your homework. Just do your homework, baby, because my experience with the 3-story townhouse was just like, oh, you got to leave as soon as possible. He didn't have a writ of eviction. So technically I could have really stayed and rode it out until I had a home for my sons and not had us out there, you know, having a bad experience. That's the first step. Legal aid, know your rights, understand the lawful steps that the landlord has to go through. Secondly, let me get back to my list here. Create a plan, you guys. Create a plan. Like if you know that the eviction and you have gotten your writ of eviction and you're at that step now to where they're going to send a sheriff to escort you off of the property, you need to make sure that you have family to stay with. And if you don't have family to stay with, look around. If you don't have money for a hotel room or an Airbnb, that's what I was doing. I was doing preferably Airbnbs because it was like a home-like environment for my babies. So I really did not prefer hotels. But when it got down to the nitty-gritty, I had to do hotels because that was a roof over my baby's head. At that point, it was like, either it's going to be a hotel or it's going to be nothing. And I never wanted to get to the point to where we literally had nowhere to stay. Like, I would figure it out each day, of course, praying through God and through the help of my family here and there. We would have somewhere to lay our heads each night, but it was mornings that I woke up and I did not know where we were going to stay. I did not know. I just knew that I needed to find somewhere for my babies to lay their heads that night. And I needed to make sure that I could provide them food for that day and somewhere for them to be for that day. It's been some stressful days that I've had. Imagine walking around not knowing where you're going to sleep that night, not knowing what meal your baby's going to eat that night. Imagine waking up knowing that, oh my God, I got but 50 cents in my account and I have nowhere for us to stay. We got to get out of this hotel room by 10 a.m. You better pray to God. And if you're going through what I had to go through, if you are going through homelessness right now and you're currently going through what I'm speaking on right now, pray. Pick your head up and pray. Don't take it laying down, because that's what the devil intends. The devil wants you to take this laying down, crying, groveling, sad, depressed, sitting, laying around on the streets. Like, do your best. You have to press forward and do your best. Don't think that there's not a way, because there's always a way. Where there's a will, there is a way. Okay? All right, y'all. So next, you guys, next line of business. So make sure, check to see if you got family to stay with. You got to create a plan. Who can you stay with until you can get you some housing? While you are staying with wherever you're staying with, whether it's an Airbnb, a hotel, family, whatever you decide to do, create you a plan. Look for affordable housing. Look for landlords. Now, I know that credit may be an issue for some of us, because I damn sure know that credit was a problem for me in the past. So, sorry guys, if I seem like I'm rushing, I'm actually doing this video before I head to work. I got up extra early for y'all so that I could do this for y'all. So if I look tired, it's because I just woke up and I'm trying to get y'all a video, okay? A lot of y'all have asked me this. Wherever you're staying at, search for affordable housing. And if credit is a problem, look for landlords that, don't necessarily focus in so much on credit. Stay away from the real estate property management companies like that, make you have certain requirements to be able to get a property. You'll waste your time doing that. Don't even try, because they basically peck your information into a system to figure out whether or not you qualify for a property. And if you don't qualify, that system determines, oh, this is not a good candidate. And they're calling you with a rejection call, telling you, we couldn't approve your application. So don't waste your time. Search for landlords that will actually personally, on a personal level, evaluate your application, take a look over your circumstances, and explain to them what's going on. Explain to them your situation. Explain to them, I have children, if you have children. Explain to them that I have children and I've hit a hard time in life, and I know that I can do this, X, Y, and Z to pay my bills. So can you please, take a chance on me? Explain your situation. Don't just assume that you're going to automatically get denied. That's where I feel like most of us make a mistake, is where we automatically assume that, we can't get something because of our current circumstances, or we have bad credit, or we have, the eviction on our credit now, so it's going to look bad. Don't automatically assume. That's the problem. Assumption. Go out there and do your best. Call them on the phone. Once you put your application in, if you do it online with them, call them on the phone for these personal, like a personal landlord is preferable to be able to get in fast, because these management companies, honey, they run your stuff through a system. And after that, like, it's up to the system whether or not you're going to get in. And you got to basically know that on your credit is good and you don't have evictions. But if you have bad credit, evictions, repossession, stuff on your credit that can impact you, then the system that the landlord is using is going to basically automatically deem you as not a good candidate. So, and then you're wasting $50 and $40 in application fees. This is money that you could be putting into moving into your house. So you got to be smart. Don't be like me. Don't waste a lot of money in application fees. And you're basically depending upon a system to say, okay, we like her. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Once you do locate a couple of landlords that are, offering affordable housing for you and your family, make sure that, you have your basics. So like the basics that you need. So once you get approved for wherever you, have got into, make sure that you have your basics. So your basics would be like an air mattress, toiletries, food, water, lights, You can reference some of my old videos. I'm gonna do my best to pin some of them down below to show y'all when I first moved into my apartment from homelessness, you know, what my life looked like and like the basics of my life. Like, it was no joke. Like, coming out of homelessness, I moved into my townhouse that I got approved through a personal landlord, which she was a property management, but she was kind of like managing herself. So it's like she was making the decisions on the applications based upon, you know, the needs that she needed personally as a landlord. So she was able to get me approved, and I'm so grateful for her. Even though me and her didn't always see eye to eye while I was living there, I am super grateful for her because God blessed her to bless me to get my babies out of homelessness. Without her, I would have still been on the streets. So if she ever was able to see this video, I do want to tell her thank you, and I appreciate her. So when I moved into the townhouse, I had a laundry hamper. And she probably did not know that I had nothing. Like, when she talked to me in that office, and I will link the video down below, she probably assumed, you know, this girl, you know, she's just hit a bad place in life. She's homeless, and, you know, she's gonna move in with furniture and stuff like that, because I don't present myself. It's all about how you present yourself. I look like a regular woman that has it together. You know what I mean? So when she sat down with me to sign the lease and accept the money, because I, of course, had funding to be able to move in, she probably assumed I had furniture, but little did she know, she was looking at a person that had a laundry basket, because I lost everything in my 3-story townhouse. I lost everything. So she was looking at a person that had a laundry basket. I had to buy an air mattress, garbage bags full of clothes, a few toiletries, and that's all I had. I moved in with nothing in my old townhouse. I had no furniture, no storage of furniture, nothing. Like, I literally came in there with nothing. So don't stress about furniture. Just get the basics. Get the basics. Your air mattress, your toiletries, your food, your water, your lights, to make sure you and your kids have a roof, first of all. And we can focus on the furniture thereafter. I just knew that at that point, that mama bear instincts kicked in quick. Like, oh, I got to get my babies somewhere. And then on top of that, I was 8-9 months pregnant with Callie. So I knew that this baby was coming soon. And I'd be damned, I was not going to have my daughter in a hotel room. That was all that was on my mind, was my children, my boys are in a hotel room and Airbnbs. I am not about to have my daughter and my sons in a hotel room. I was not having it. But if that is your situation right now, y'all, do not feel bad. Do not look down upon yourself. Don't do none of that. You simply pray to God. God got you, and God gonna always make sure that he's got you. God will make sure that you get a place for you and your babies to lay their head. Just pray. Talk to him. Let him know what's on your mind. Don't think that he is not listening because you're going through a storm. Trust me. He's listening. You need to make sure you make it clear to him. And yeah, so creating that plan, you basically, is because you have nothing but time and opportunity. Making a plan while you're homeless and you're, you know, where you are, wherever you are, whether you're with family or in an Airbnb or in a hotel, wherever you are, create a plan. You have nothing but time and opportunity. Don't waste time laying around being depressed, groveling, crying, doing all that. No, get up. Get you pen and paper. I know you can find pen and paper somewhere around there, and make you a plan and pray to God. That leads me to my next step. Put God first during the process. You need to make sure that you're praying to God, talking to God, because he wants to hear from you. You need to tell him what you need. Tell him in that moment, like, God, this is too much for me. This is unbearable. Give me strength. Give me the push that I need to get my babies to where I gotta go. Bless me with a landlord that will accept me and understand my situation. Help me, Lord. Help me. I need you right now, Lord. Don't be quiet. God wants you to verbalize this to him. He wants to hear you. This is your time to talk. Don't think that you becoming homeless was just for no reason. This ain't for no reason. God is trying to teach you something. I don't know how you got to your situation of being homeless, but it's something in the experience, in the storm, that God wants you to understand. So while you are learning this lesson, you need to be talking to him, because God is basically trying to mold you and progress you to be a better person. Being homeless is not just to hurt you. God wouldn't do things just to hurt you. God loves you. God is doing this to better you. God is doing this to grow you. God is doing this to teach you. I don't know how you became homeless, but maybe your homelessness was caused by something that God has been trying to teach you a long time. And the homelessness is probably going to be his biggest way to show you. After you create your plan, you need to start looking for fund sources. How are you going to pay for this stuff? How are you going to afford this? How are you going to afford getting up out of homelessness? So different fund sources that I have noted down here. I don't know if you lost your job or how, the homelessness was caused, but if it's because you were laid off or fired, check to see if you qualify for unemployment. just check for your local area to see if you qualify for unemployment. All you got to do is a simple step, pull it up online and check. Because you very much may so qualify for unemployment. I know during my homelessness time, it was right at the peak of COVID-19. So unemployment was popping then, honey. That was one way that I was able to fund moving into our house from homelessness, was unemployment. So if y'all wondering, how did she do it? Unemployment helped me. You have to make sure that you explore all of your options. Don't just sit around and just be like, oh, I guess the money gonna come. Because the money ain't gonna chase you, baby. You got to chase the money. You understand? You got to chase that bag. The bag is not going to chase you. You think people out here getting it free, getting it easy? I mean, sure, scammers and people like that, but I'm talking regular people. They're not just sitting there and the money's floating to them. You got to get out there and get it, sis. Yeah, college funding. Do you qualify for college? If you're a single mommy of multiple children and, you qualify for college funding, I know some people might disagree with this because it creates debt for you. But in the moment when you're trying to find a means of shelter for your babies, debt is the last thing on your mind. You're willing to do anything to get you in, to get you stable and all that. So college funding, consider applying for financial aid and going to college, going back to school. That's what I did. And any of that excess funds that you get from your classes, from your funding, they send that to you in a check and you can use that to pay your bills. True, you will have later on down the road some things to repay back, but right now you're focused in on getting a means of shelter. You're focused in on being able to provide for your kids, having somewhere for them to lay their heads, having food to put on the table for them. Okay? All right. Stay with me. Okay? Next, you got to check to see if you can get assistance through social services. So for mothers that don't have jobs and have multiple kids, there are services out there that will help you, like the food stamp program, y'all. See if you qualify for food stamps. You could do it. If you're a single mom and you do have multiple kids, you more than likely do qualify for food stamps. So don't sit there and, think that you don't qualify. You very much may so qualify for food stamps. Checking with your local social services to see if you qualify, because you very much may so, and that can help you pay for food for your babies. Housing vouchers. I was not able to get a housing voucher, but I don't think that's a thing now because COVID-19 is not as bad as it was back then in 2020 when I was losing all my things. But it's housing programs that will pay for your rent if you're backed up. I know that there's typically, for every area that I've checked into, there is a wait list for the housing vouchers. So you may have an extensive wait. That might not be your best option that you want to mention to, have as funding, but it's definitely an option, okay? You can get help on your electric bills and water bills as well through your local social services and areas. There's certain little, just look in your area for certain facilities that assist in paying bills. Like some churches have programs that will pay your electric bill, your water bill, if you bring the bill, explain your situation, or pay a little portion of your rent. So places in your area that will help you, that are outside of social services, that are not, in social services. So do your research for your area, y'all, because but I did want to reiterate this. If you are trying to get in with a landlord and you're just not getting any luck with getting a house, call them, y'all. Call. Make sure you are blowing them up. Let them know the urgency. As fast as you move and as urgent as you move, they're going to be even less urgent. So think about that. So if you're on somebody every single day calling about a property, they're gonna be like, okay, she's serious about this. She needs this. Let me focus in on getting her in here. But if you just lazy, put your application in, check on it once a week, they're not gonna think that you're interested. Like I was calling my land, I don't know about y'all, but the landlord that got me the townhouse that got me out of homelessness, I was calling her every day. Like, what's the status? Were you able to review the application? Can you approve me? I was making a way out of no way. A mama making a way out of no way. Let me see. Okay, so once you're in the house, I think this is the last of what I have for y'all. Did I write anything else down? Okay, and then I did want to mention this. So don't focus so much on the aspect of you being homeless. Focus on the goal and determination to get out of homelessness. So don't focus in on, oh my God, I'm homeless. Oh my God, I'm homeless. Don't focus in on that. Don't. Focus on the determination, oh, I'm going to get me a house today. Wake up every day with that mindset. I'm going to get a house today. I'm going to call the landlord today. I'm going to get approved for this today. I'm going to get approved for that today. Put that positivity out into the universe so that it comes to you. Don't put that negativity out into the universe. Oh God, I can't get approved. Oh God, they're not going to approve me. Oh, don't put that negativity into the universe, because the tongue is a powerful tool. So whatever you put out into the universe, you're going to get it right back, honey. So if you put negativity out there saying negative things, what do you think is going to happen? Negative. So don't put that negativity out into the universe. Just simply be positive. Okay, I put this application in today. I know that, you know, these areas are an issue for me, but I have faith that the landlord's going to approve me. Simple, okay? So make sure you just don't focus in on being homeless. Focus in on being determined to get out of homelessness. I'm up extra early for y'all now. Okay, so lastly, once you're in your home, to maintain that home and to maintain staying there and being able to keep a home, you need to make sure you build a budget plan. How much do you plan on spending on food? How much do you plan on spending on bills? Are you putting away a savings so that if this just so were to happen again, you're prepared to fall back on something? And goal setting, set you some goals. Get you a notebook like one of these. Let me show y'all. Get you a notebook like one of these for all your mini goals and all your major goals. I don't know if y'all can see it. And literally, I just got, this is new, so this is not freshly written in. Matter of fact, my mom got this for me. My mom is always getting my journals. Like when she gives me gifts and things like birthday gifts and stuff like that, she gets me journals because she knows that I love to goal set. So like things like these, and it's like literally, today I will, and then feels good to get some stuff done. So, and it don't gotta be, no, you know, it doesn't have to be exactly like this. You can just get you a notebook that's just plain and just goal set in that notebook. Set you some goals. What do you want to do? What are you trying to achieve? It's kind of hard to get out of the mindset of survivorship, because like once I stopped becoming homeless, I was still operating out of a survivor's energy. Like feeling like I'm having to just, I can't explain it. It's like you're in fear of something that is not there. Like you are out of homelessness now. You are safe now. God has blessed you with roof over your head. Why are you still looking over your shoulder like you're about to be homeless tomorrow? And it's like, it's hard for me to shake that feeling. Even to this day, I still have that feeling of operating out of an energy of survivorship, like just surviving each day, an energy of, oh my God, like, you know, what could happen? Because you never know. You literally never know. I literally feel like I woke up one day and I just lost everything that I had. You literally never know. So make you some goals, goal set, focus in on different and other things. Don't stay in that energy of surviving, because you are now out of homelessness. This is once you've gotten out. You are now out of homelessness. You need to focus in on what you want to achieve, like while you have your home, while you have a home. Focus in on getting your furniture. If you moved in with nothing like I had to, what do you have to do to get your furniture? I went back to college. I started focusing on schoolwork, focusing in on getting my babies in school and back into a regular routine and a normal environment. Like I just focused in on the things that I knew would grow me and my children. So you need to make sure that you do that. And it's difficult to not operate out of an energy of surviving. I completely understand being homeless fully, like in and out, like I get it. And I had some bad things that were happening to me while I was homeless. So I was battling with being homeless and battling with the different terrible life experiences that I was going through. But through it all, I was praying to God. I was hitting my knees every day. I was in that Airbnb praying, in that hotel room praying. Like every day, God would make a way. I don't know how he was doing it, but he was making a way every day. And even though there was a sense, a little piece, there's always going to be a little piece of doubt in the back of your mind that, oh my God, I'm not going to have anywhere to sleep tonight. Oh my God, I'm not going to have food for my kids today. Oh my God, Lord, what am I going to do? And with all that doubt in my mind, I was still praying and God was still providing. It's all about having faith. Put your faith in God. Don't doubt him now, because you will be surprised what God can do for you, honey. You're looking at a woman with so many wounds on her. Do I look like I got wounds on me? I want to ask y'all that. Do I look like I got a lot of wounds on me? God is good. So just trust me when I say that. You got to trust in God. You got to make sure that you are always trusting in God. Make sure that you are always putting your faith in him. Don't doubt God and what his capabilities are, because you don't never know, you know, what God has planned for you. I just really want to reiterate that. Put God first in the whole process. That is the major key to getting out of homelessness. Putting God first. He has to go first, y'all. I don't know what your situation is, but whatever got you to homelessness can't go above God, because that's God put you to where you're at right now so that you can focus on him. Sometimes God has a way of sitting you down until it's your time. And when it's your time, girl, sis, pop off, pop off. Y'all, I be having outbursts. But yeah, when it's your time, you gotta go. So like, just know, God has not forgotten about you. If you are currently going through homelessness right now, just make sure that you are, we're gonna go back over this again. If you're currently going through homelessness right now, just make sure you are contacting legal aid, understanding the eviction process, understanding your rights, lawful rights, putting God first in everything that you do, creating a plan, okay? Finding your fund sources to fund your moving into your home and the things that you will need. Just get the basics. Don't stress furniture and all that stuff, especially just trying to move in and you just literally come out of homelessness and you don't have anything. Don't worry about the furniture. As long as you got the basic essentials, air mattress, food, water, lights, somewhere for you and your babies to lay y'all's bodies and heads every day, we will figure out the rest. I don't know how I did it, but I literally moved into my home. I had nothing but a bed, basically. So, and never say never. Never say that'll never be me, because very much so you can wake up tomorrow and it's you. Okay, so of course, after you're in the home, creating a budget plan and goal setting and things like that to keep you stable. Yeah, but most importantly, putting God first. So yeah, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the video today. I said a lot. I wonder how this is gonna look when I start editing it, but hopefully it looks good, because I got up extra early for y'all just so I can make this video, because it was on my heart yesterday and I wanted to do it last night, but I got off work last night and I was so tired. I'm like, oh my God, I cannot film this video. The energy just will not be there. And I know right now, while my house is quiet early in the morning and I have had some sleep through the night, I know this is the best time to film this for y'all. So I hope that y'all really enjoyed this video. I hope that it helps you some. And if you do have questions about, you know, homelessness and how to maneuver through it and stuff like that, feel free to DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is at the beginning of the page on the intro. I'm trying to think of what else. Feel free to contact me. Comment down below if you want to share your story with others, because I know that I'm not the only person that has experienced homelessness and still, you know, is operating out of that energy of survivorship. Like, I know I'm not the only one. So it's like, if y'all want to share y'all stories, feel free to share your stories down below. And what else, y'all? I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, y'all. I'm also going to link down below different videos of me being homeless, like different videos that really hit home for me, that, you know, meant something to me or mean something to me, because during that time, like, I was maneuvering homelessness, not knowing how to maneuver it. But now that I look back and realize, dang, you are so strong. You really just sat up there and went through all of that. You really just sat up there and went through all of what you went through and came up out of it. And now look at you today, girl. Like, I look back at those videos with being proud. You know, some people might look at it and say, oh, that's embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. Please do not get on your high horse, baby, because it could very much be you tomorrow. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching my video today. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope this helps some people. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.